Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about a version of you that doesn't deserve to exist. The version that doubts itself. The version that says, I can't. The version that believes in limitations instead of possibilities. It's time to kill that weak version of yourself. Too often we carry the burden of our past, the wounds of our failures, and the echoes of voices that told us we weren't good enough. We let those experiences shape a version of ourselves that is afraid, hesitant, and unsure. But tell me, is that the person you want to be? Is that the person who will achieve greatness? No. That weak version of you is an illusion created by fear, and it's time to bury it. Strength is not about being unbreakable. It is about refusing to stay broken. The weak version of you finds comfort in excuses. Too tired, too old, too late. The strong version of you finds fuel in every obstacle, transforming setbacks into stepping stones. The weak version waits for the perfect moment, but the strong version knows that every moment is an opportunity. Life will test you. It will break you down. It will demand more from you than you think you can give. But here's the truth. The person you were yesterday does not have to be the person you are today. You have the power to rise, to evolve, to step into the strength that has always been within you. You don't need permission to be powerful. You don't need validation to be worthy. You don't need guarantees to take the first step. You just need to decide. Decide that you are done with fear. Decide that you are done with doubt. Decide that you are done being a shadow of your own potential. Because the moment you kill that weak version of yourself, you will meet the strongest, boldest, and most unstoppable version of you. And that version is the one who will change your life forever. Self-doubt is a silent enemy. A parasite that feeds on our confidence, dreams, and potential. It is the voice that whispers, "You're not good enough," even when the world believes in you. It is the hesitation in your step when you are meant to run. It is the fear that keeps you from speaking up, from taking risks, from claiming the life you were meant to live. If you truly want to kill the weak version of yourself, you must first eliminate self-doubt. Self-doubt doesn't come from nowhere. It is planted within us, often from a young age. Perhaps you heard discouraging words from someone you trusted, a parent, a teacher, a friend. Maybe you failed at something once and that failure became your identity rather than a society. Comparisons and unrealistic expectations can make you feel as if you're never enough. But here's the truth. Self-doubt is a learned mindset, and anything that is learned can be unlearned. Think about the times you believed in yourself. When you were a child, you didn't hesitate to try new things. You didn't question whether you could walk, talk, or explore the world. You simply tried, failed, and tried again. The weak version of you emerged the moment you started listening to the doubts of others. But if you learned to doubt yourself, you can also learn to trust yourself again. Every time you hesitate because of self-doubt, you lose an opportunity. You lose time. You lose experiences that could have shaped you into someone stronger. Self-doubt makes you overthink and second-guess every decision, leaving you stuck in the same place while others move forward. You let golden chances slip away because you believe you are not ready, not capable, not worthy. Without taking risks, you never grow beyond your current limitations, keeping you trapped in an unfulfilled life. The saddest part of self-doubt is realizing years later that you were capable all along but never gave yourself the chance. Imagine looking back at your life and seeing all the things you could have done, all the dreams you could have chased but didn't, just because of a voice in your head that was never telling the truth. Killing the weak version of yourself means actively working to silence self-doubt and replace it with unshakable confidence. Here's how. Your mind believes what you tell it repeatedly. If you constantly say, "I'm not good enough," your brain will find evidence to support that belief. But if you say, I am capable, I am strong, and I am enough, your brain will start looking for proof of that instead. Start your day with powerful affirmations. Say, I am capable of achieving great things. When self-doubt creeps in, question it. Ask yourself, is this really true, or is it just fear talking? Just because you feel unworthy doesn't mean you are unworthy. Base your beliefs on what you have accomplished, not on temporary emotions. Comparison is the fuel that keeps self-doubt alive. The weak version of you looks at others and says, they are better than me. The strong version of you says, I am on my own path. Limit your exposure to content that makes you feel inadequate. Instead of trying to be better than others, aim to be better than you were yesterday. Every small step forward is progress. Acknowledge it. Self-doubt thrives in inaction. The longer you wait to do something, the more your mind convinces you that you can't. The only way to silence doubt is to take action, even when you're afraid. You will never feel 100% prepared. So stop waiting. Growth happens outside of your comfort zone. If it scares you, it's probably worth doing. Every failure teaches you something valuable. The weak version of you fears failure. The strong version learns from it. Who you spend time with affects how you see yourself. If you are constantly around people who doubt you, criticize you, or make you feel small, your self-doubt will grow. But if you surround yourself with people who uplift you, challenge you, and remind you of your potential, self-doubt will have no place in your life. Let go of toxic people who make you doubt yourself. Learn from someone who has already overcome the challenges you are facing. Be around people who believe in you, even when you don't believe in yourself. Your mind will always remember failures more than successes unless you actively remind yourself of your achievements. Keep a journal or a list of things you've accomplished, no matter how small. When self-doubt creeps in, read that list and remind yourself of your strength. Everything from small wins to big milestones counts. If you've conquered obstacles before, you can do it again. Every difficulty you've overcome is proof that you are stronger than your doubts. The only thing standing between you and the strongest version of yourself is self-doubt. Kill it before it kills your dreams. The person you were meant to be is already inside you, waiting for you to let go of fear and step into your true power. You are not weak. You are not incapable. You are not unworthy. It's time to trust yourself again. It's time to kill that weak version of you and become the person you were always meant to be. Life is not a smooth road. It is a battlefield where only those who refuse to surrender emerge victorious. Strength is not about being unbreakable. It is about refusing to stay broken. It is about standing up every time life knocks you down, about facing storms with an unshakable spirit, and about embracing hardships as opportunities for growth. We often perceive strength as something external, muscles, dominance, or power, but true strength is internal. It is the fire that burns within you even when everything around you is falling apart. It is the ability to endure pain, overcome disappointments, and keep moving forward despite feeling lost or defeated. This strength does not come naturally. It is forged through struggles, heartbreaks, and failures. Imagine a river carving its way through mountains over centuries. It does not force its way through instantly. It does not complain about the obstacles in its path. It simply keeps flowing, adapting, and reshaping itself, slowly but surely breaking through even the hardest rock. That is resilience. That is strength. Society often glorifies an image of strength that is unrealistic. One where people never cry, never fall, never fail. But let me tell you a secret. The strongest people you admire are not the ones who have never faced struggles. They are the ones who embraced their pain, learned from their failures, and used their struggles to fuel their growth. Think about the people who inspire you the most. Are they the ones who had everything handed to them, who never faced difficulties, or who lived a life free of hardships? No. They are the ones who were once broken, who once fell apart, but chose to rise stronger. They are the ones who faced rejection, heartbreak, and loss, but refused to let those experiences define their future. To be strong does not mean to be invulnerable. It means to be courageous enough to acknowledge your pain and brave enough to heal from it. It means to fall and get back up again and again, knowing that every scar tells a story of resilience. Pain is inevitable. Every person at some point experiences loss, failure, and disappointment. But the difference between the weak and the strong is what they do with that pain. The weak allow it to consume them. The strong transform it into power. A person who has never experienced hardship will never know their true strength. It is only when we are pushed to our limits that we realize how powerful we truly are. It is in those moments of despair that we discover our ability to endure, to fight back, and to rebuild ourselves. When life knocks you down, you have two choices: stay down or get up. Staying down may feel easier, but it robs you of your potential. Getting up, no matter how hard it is, gives you the opportunity to rewrite your story and to put you in. And every time you choose to rise, you become stronger than you were before. One of the greatest misconceptions about strength is that strong people never fail. But in reality, failure is a part of every strong person's journey. The difference is that strong people do not see failure as an identity. They see it as a lesson. Some of the most successful people in history, scientists, leaders, artists, failed countless times before they achieved greatness. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. J.K. Rowling was rejected by multiple publishers before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. These people were not strong because they never failed. They were strong because they never gave up. If you have failed, if you have faced rejection, if you have stumbled on your journey, remember this: you are not a failure. You are simply learning. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Every mistake is a stepping stone towards success. Resilience is not something you are born with, it is something you cultivate. Here's how you can strengthen your resilience. Instead of seeing hardships as obstacles, see them as opportunities to grow. Every challenge is shaping you into a stronger version of yourself. Do not run away from difficulties. Face them head on. The more you challenge yourself, the stronger you become. Believe that you can learn from every situation, no matter how difficult it is. See failures as lessons rather than defeats. The people you surround yourself with influence your mindset. Stay close to those who uplift you, challenge you, and inspire you to be better. Being resilient does not mean being hard on yourself. Allow yourself to rest, heal, and acknowledge your emotions. Strength is not about ignoring pain, it is about overcoming it. No matter how slow your progress is, as long as you keep moving, you are growing. Strength is built in moments when you choose to take one more step despite the odds. No one is born strong. Strength is built through adversity. It is found in the moments when you think you cannot go on, yet you do. It is discovered when you refuse to be defined by your past and instead choose to shape your future. Your strength is not measured by how much you can lift, but by how many times you can rise after falling. It is not about being fearless, but about acting despite fear. It is not about avoiding pain, but about transforming it into fuel for your journey. You are stronger than you think. You have endured storms that tried to break you, yet you are still here. That is proof of your resilience. And if you can survive everything that has tried to defeat you, imagine what you can achieve when you step fully into your power. power. So the next time life knocks you down, remember this. Strength is not about never falling. It is about rising every single time. Excuses are the silent killers of potential. They creep into our minds, disguising themselves as valid reasons, convincing us that we are justified in staying where we are. But here's the truth. Every excuse you make is a chain holding you back from the life you were meant to live. The weak version of yourself will always have a reason to stay comfortable. It will say, I don't have enough time. I don't have the resources. I'm not talented enough. Or it's just too hard. These statements might feel real, but they are merely barriers created by fear. Growth is never found in comfort, and comfort is never found in growth. Excuses make us believe that we are not in control. They shift responsibility away from us and on to circumstances, other people, or even fate. But the moment we buy into our own excuses, we hand over our power. Think about it. How many times have you told yourself you'll start something tomorrow? How many dreams have been delayed because you convinced yourself that conditions weren't perfect? The problem is, tomorrow never comes. There will never be a perfect moment, and waiting for one only ensures that you remain stuck. It's important to differentiate between obstacles and excuses. Obstacles are real challenges, financial difficulties, lack of experience, or limited opportunities. Excuses, on the other hand, are the mindset that says, because of this obstacle, I cannot move forward. Successful people face the same obstacles as everyone else. The difference? They don't let those obstacles become excuses. Instead, they use them as fuel. They ask, how can I work around this? Rather than saying, I guess this means I should stop. Take a moment and think about some of the greatest success stories. People who started from nothing. People who faced rejection after rejection. People who failed countless times before achieving greatness. What separates them from those who remain stuck? The refusal to accept excuses. Effort is the antidote to excuses. When you put in the effort, you silence the voice that says, I can't. Every step forward, no matter how small, proves that growth is possible. People often say, I don't have time. Yet time is not something we find, it is something we make. If something matters enough, you will prioritize it. You will wake up earlier, cut out distractions, and focus. The excuse of not having time is simply a way to avoid the discomfort of discipline. Another common excuse is, I don't have the resources. But some of the most successful individuals in the world started with nothing. No money, no connections, no guidance. The difference? They found a way. They educated themselves, sought mentors, and worked with whatever was available. Every excuse has a price, and that price is your potential. Every time you say, I can't, you reinforce a mindset of limitation. Every time you delay action, you push your dreams further away. Imagine where you could be a year from now if you stopped making excuses today. The problem is, the more you feed excuses, the stronger they become. They start as small justifications, but over time they turn into beliefs. And once you believe you are incapable, your actions will reflect that belief. So how do you break free from the cycle of excuses? Be honest with yourself. What excuses have you been making? Write them down and challenge their validity. You don't need to take giant leaps. Small, consistent actions lead to transformation. Start where you are with what you have. Find someone who will push you forward when you feel like quitting, whether it's a mentor, a friend, or even a journal. Make sure you are held accountable. Replace I can't with how can I? Instead of saying, I don't have time, say, I will make time. The way you speak to yourself shapes your reality. Imagine your life in 5 years if you continue making excuses. Now, imagine your life if you stop. Which version do you want? Growth demands discomfort, effort, and accountability. Excuses demand nothing but complacency. The choice is always yours. Stay stuck in the comfort of your excuses or step into the discomfort of growth, because at the end of the day, the only thing standing between you and the person you want to become is you. Life is a journey of continuous evolution, but too often people remain trapped in their past, allowing old mistakes, regrets, and failures to define them. The truth is, you are not the person you were yesterday, and you don't have to be the person you were a year ago. Every single day presents an opportunity to grow, change, and reshape your destiny. But for that transformation to happen, you must take control of it. No one else can do it for you. Too many people wait for the perfect moment to make a change. They say, I'll start when I feel ready, or I'll take action when the time is right. But the time is never right. And if you keep waiting, you will never move forward. Transformation does not come from waiting. It comes from making a decision to be better, a decision to leave behind what no longer serves you, a decision to stop living in fear. Think about all the things that have been holding you back, your insecurities, your doubts, your fears. Where did they come from? Were they imposed on you by society? Were they words spoken by someone who underestimated you? Or are they simply stories you've told yourself for too long? Whatever their source, it is within your power to change the narrative. You have the ability to rewrite your story, but it starts with taking responsibility. No one else is coming to save you. No one else can make you grow. That is a choice only you can make. Taking control of your transformation means embracing discomfort. Growth does not happen in comfort zones. It happens in moments of uncertainty, in situations that challenge you, in experiences that push you beyond what you thought was possible. If you want to become stronger, wiser, and more successful, you have to step into the unknown with faith in yourself. Yes, it will be hard. Yes, there will be obstacles, but every challenge you overcome will make you more powerful than before. Many people fear change because they are afraid of failure, but failure is not the enemy. Stagnation is. The real danger is not trying at all. Every mistake you make is a lesson. Every setback is a stepping stone. And every moment of struggle is shaping you into a stronger version of yourself. Instead of fearing failure, use it as a tool for growth. The most successful people in the world are not those who never failed. They are the ones who refused to give up after failure. Another crucial aspect of transformation is letting go of toxic patterns. Sometimes the biggest thing holding you back is your own habits, thoughts, or even the people around you. If something or someone is constantly draining your energy, making you doubt yourself, or keeping you stuck, it's time to walk away. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, who challenge you, who push you to become better. And most importantly, cultivate a mindset that is focused on progress, not perfection. Taking control of your transformation also means taking action. Dreams, goals, and ambitions are meaningless without action. You can plan, visualize, and hope all you want, but unless you take real steps toward your growth, nothing will change. Start small if you have to, but start. Do one thing today that brings you closer to your best self. Learn a new skill, break a bad habit, step outside your comfort zone. Whatever it is, just take action. The more you move forward, the more momentum you gain, and before you know it, you will have transformed in ways you never imagined. Your past does not define you. Your failures do not define you. The version of you that was afraid, hesitant, or unsure does not have to be the version of you moving forward. You are in control. You have the power to change. You have the ability to rise, to evolve, to become everything you were meant to be. But it all starts with one decision, the decision to take control of your transformation and step into the person you were always destined to become. Every journey of transformation begins with a decision, not a wish, not a hope, but a firm, unshakable decision. The moment you decide to rise, you set into motion a force that is more powerful than your fears, stronger than your doubts, and greater than the obstacles in your path. This decision is the foundation of your strength, the catalyst for your growth, and the key to unlocking the boldest, most unstoppable version of yourself. The world is filled with people who dream, who wish, and who wait for the perfect moment. But only those who decide, truly decide, ever create real change in their lives. A decision is not just a thought, it is a commitment. It is a declaration to yourself and to the universe that you refuse to remain where you are. Think about the great leaders, the visionaries, the game changers of the world. None of them waited for someone else to tell them they were ready. They didn't wait for the fear to disappear or for circumstances to be perfect. They simply decided that they would rise, no matter what. And because they made that decision, they unlocked a power within themselves that allowed them to overcome every challenge. One of the biggest barriers to rising is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. But let's break that fear down. What is fear really? It's a story you tell yourself about what could go wrong. It's an illusion that tries to convince you that you are not enough. The moment you decide to rise, you take control of that story. Instead of focusing on what could go wrong, you start asking, what if I succeed? What if I grow? What if I become the person I was always meant to be? This shift in mindset is the beginning of your transformation. Doubt is a silent killer of dreams. It whispers, you're not good enough, you're not ready, you'll never make it. But here's the truth. Self-doubt is a learned habit, and like any habit, it can be broken. When you decide to rise, you no longer entertain those thoughts. Instead, you replace them with action. Action builds confidence. Every small step you take reinforces the belief that you are capable. Every challenge you overcome proves to yourself that you are stronger than your doubts. Think about a time when you accomplished something difficult, something you once thought was impossible. Maybe it was speaking in front of a crowd, achieving a fitness goal, or standing up for yourself in a tough situation. In that moment, you didn't let doubt win. You proved to yourself that you were capable. And if you could do it then, you can do it now. No one is going to hand you strength. No one is going to come and tell you, now is the perfect time to become your best self. If you wait for permission, you will wait forever. When you decide to rise, you take full responsibility for your life. You stop blaming circumstances, past experiences, or other people for where you are. You stop waiting for motivation or inspiration. You recognize that your destiny is in your hands, and you start taking action. Today, not tomorrow. This is not about pretending that life is easy. It's about understanding that no matter how hard life gets, you have the power to respond with strength. You may not be able to control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you rise from it. Imagine for a moment that the strongest, boldest, most fearless version of you is standing in front of you right now. What does that version look like? How do they speak? How do they carry themselves? What decisions do they make? That version of you is not a fantasy. It is already within you, waiting to be unleashed. The only thing standing between you and that version is a decision, the decision to rise. When you kill the weak version of yourself, you give birth to a version that refuses to settle for less than what they deserve, a version that doesn't bow down to fear, a version that doesn't make excuses but instead finds solutions. This version of you is the one who will break barriers, who will inspire others, who will leave a legacy. Rising is not a one-time decision. It is a daily commitment. Every day, you will face moments where you have to choose, stay in the comfort of the old you, or step into the strength of the new you. The choice is yours. Decide to rise today. Decide to rise every single day. Because the moment you do, you become unstoppable.